Breweries are still on the rise even after more than a decade of growth. 2018 is likely to have the most brewery openings and closings. Breweries are working to set themselves apart in this competitive environment. The founders of Big Woods Brewing are celebrating their newest destination, a one-stop shop just miles from where they started in Nashville.
The goal is to really be able to bring a group, bring your family here and just spend a day if you choose to really just enjoy everything we've got going on.
Hard Truth Hills is meant to be more than just a brewery and restaurant. The more than 300-acre site features tours, hiking trails, campfire dinners, and tastings of their beer, spirits, and food. Big Woods Brewing business partner Jeff McCabe says the location pairs the scenery with their unique dining experience.
The next tour beyond the distillery tour is what we call the Get Lost tour, where we take you out in the woods in an ATV, and we can have a tasting out in the woods.
It's one of several innovative microbrewery approaches popping up across the state. Bloomington's Upland Brewery has opened locations in Carmel, Broad Ripple, and Columbus, while expanding their offerings, including a line of sour ales. Some breweries throughout the state are offering specialty beers, like an Eclipse-themed beer released last year by 450 North Brewery. And places like Switchyard Brewery are embracing the small batch experience by making funky brews like their Lavender Blonde Pale Ale. McCabe says the difficulty comes when breweries try to increase the size of their operations too quickly.
I think that's part of the challenge, and part of the reason that some breweries go out is they try to go to scale and they're not adequately capitalized or don't have a business plan that supports that.
He says they're in the process of building a stage that will face the outdoor restaurant seating to take advantage of the local music scene. And with us to discuss the Indiana brewery business is Pete Batuli, president of Upland Brewing Company. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So maybe you can give us a little better perspective, especially here in Indiana, of breweries, the status right now, and do you feel that competitive crunch?
Yeah, right now we're getting close to 150 breweries in Indiana, and that's quite a bit relative to other states as well. And the competitive landscape is definitely has changed over the last 3 to 4 years. We were established in 1998, so 20 years ago. Not many breweries in Indiana. But one of the things that we've been doing a little bit differently, I think where other breweries are even seeing success, and really this applies to across the country, is in the tap rooms. So overall, craft beer is still growing quite a bit. Larger regional breweries, volumes aren't growing as much, but smaller breweries like us and breweries that have on-site tap rooms and restaurants and brew pubs, there's still a lot of growth opportunity there. So that's been part of our business for years. We first did our first, I guess, satellite location in 2009, and now we've got locations in Carmel with our restaurant there, Columbus, Indiana.
Yeah, so I mean, you've been growing, but what about some of these smaller breweries? What do they have to do? And we're seeing them pop up, all over, and even some rural parts of Indiana, to be able to stay competitive and stay in business.
Yeah, I think having really quality beer is one big thing that small breweries need to focus on. Something that we've grown and established over the years, but starting up a brewery and having some sort of lab, even on a really small scale, there's things that breweries can do to make sure that the beer is really well made. Because that's one thing that will help repeat businesses, that great experience tasting a really high quality craft beer. Some other things, that in terms of packaging and sales, having a lot of capital go into bottling and canning, that's something that is challenging on a really small scale.
I'm thirsty now. I don't know why. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it.
No problem.